Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing city creation. In this basically we are discussing this topic, that is COBOL, Java, C++, and every each and every construction area is there basically. Then one of the person told that Microsoft missile is there and Java missiles are basically also there. So one of the satellite groups told that basically I want to test basically which is powerful basically, which is powerful. So he is going to write each and every test case basically. Just now basically I told which is powerful, Microsoft or Java basically. So both group basically has created their construction areas. Both group also basically might have created the missiles also. Both group basically might have created this everything. C also created, COBOL is also created. Lots of people says that this software which is a plane crash basically, which is handling the each and every plane data basically, that is basically in COBOL. It says basically, whether it is correct basically, that I don't know basically. So one of the person told that basically this was basically medical war basically. In this basically 67 million people basically died in 2022 basically. So this was also people says that basically it was a digital war only basically. Whether it's correct or wrong basically, that I don't know basically. Now here basically again back to this. Without testing, Universe Group is not going to accept this basically. That is 100% sure basically. You have already created the thing basically. You have already created the thing basically. So if you have created, then you have to test it and then only basically you can give to us. So currently lots of people says basically the war zone is created, and a few areas are also created by the COBOL group, by the Pascal group, by the C++ group, by the D2K group, by the C++ group, by the Java group, by the .NET group, by the this group, that group, each and every Python group, PHP group also basically created basically. Like this they are going to test each and everything basically. For example, I will take one example. Assume that basically that building which is standing basically, that is basically user control of one .NET project basically. That assume that basically Java group basically done the blasted that building basically, and through the missile of the Java missile basically. So that building is disappeared. Now basically whenever the power supply is going to happen basically, going to come basically, that time that building data is not going to be captured. So whenever the .NET is going to load basically that project, that user control is not going to display. Why? Because that building does not exist. That means what basically? That means this product is tested perfectly. Now again opposite side basically, Java basically created that building. Microsoft done the missile blast. That building basically gone down basically. Java loaded the project basically. That in that project basically the control basically was not able to load. Here also basically Java tested the product and Microsoft also tested their missiles basically. So like this few people says that basically few war zone basically has prepared basically. Few war zone basically has prepared, and in this basically real war is basically happening. Or basically if this is not happen, then basically in future, mark my words, this is going to happen. If this is not basically currently this which war basically it is ongoing basically, if that is not connected with this basically topic which I have told, so in future basically this is going to happen. And that basically, do you know who will be the main person basically? Those will be the business development officers. Here developer don't have any stuff basically, but the stuff basically are satellite group basically and the nuclear power company software group basically. Development officers knows that basically Java building basically which is standing there, that will go down through this missile of the Microsoft. So just imagine basically up to what level the things basically are designed. That means one person told that basically. That means in software industry also, army man has joined, police officers has joined, then basically lots of groups basically has joined basically. It's correct or that basically I don't know. But if this has not happened basically, this is going to happen. My mark my words basically. 100% this is going to happen. But mostly people says that basically if this everything is basically tested, and Microsoft, see the Microsoft expense here basically. See the expense of Microsoft basically. What is the expense? Oh yeah, expense. Just a minute. See the expense you see basically, yeah. See the expense. See the expense. So for if he is doing the expense basically, then he requires the return also. So that is basically through this basically by testing. Without testing, this group basically is not going to accept the product basically. That is this basically. That is this basically. This basically. And in this these all are the basically the products basically. So these all products are going to be tested, their energies basically. That is 100% sure basically. And mostly people says that the currently war, if it is happening basically, if it's connected with the digital part, then basically the war basically is of this entire technology construction areas. And in this basically 35 words group basically are, that is the Oxford group basically, they are going to play a main role basically, because this groups has given 35 words to Microsoft, and this Oxford group basically knows that basically which word basically creation is most powerful basically, which word basically is most powerful. And in between basically by chance basically anything basically is going to happen wrong basically in this, and in this word basically which Oxford group has given, by chance basically anything basically goes wrong, big wrong basically, then basically these groups are ready for this. So just see basically each and every activity which is happening from the in the earth planet, that is tracked by the satellite group basically, because earth planet is moving and expense of earth planet basically is too much basically, expense of earth planet basically it's too much. So each and every day expense basically is too much. So this basically see the Microsoft expense. See basically what is the expense of Microsoft. See basically Microsoft expense basically. So if they can do this much expense, then they might be has done the development plan also basically to get the return money. That is 100% sure basically. 100% basically. And lots of people say that this war basically which is happening, that is of this technologies construction areas basically. It's correct or not, that basically that is not confirmed basically. So you can just imagine. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this.